Hello! I'm delighted to recommend you the work of Mr. Matthias Heyligers. I consider him a very inspired Dutch-Italian luthier from the Cremona school. I'm happy to own one of the violins he made. Some years ago, I was looking for a good new violin. I visited Cremona and during 3 days I tried more than 50 instruments of the best luthiers. All very good violins, but I was looking for a concrete color of sound that not one of them had. Some days before, I had taken part in a Sotheby's auction in London, where I played a superb Tononi violin. It was that kind of sweet, brilliant, sunny and powerful sound. I immediately felt in love with that violin, whose price was around 200,000 euros. I wanted that kind of quality in a modern and affordable violin. After trying all those instruments in Cremona without finding what I was looking for, I was a bit disappointed. I began to prepare my luggage to return home. Fortunately, the night before my travel, I was invited to a conference about music and lutherie, presented by Mr. Heyligers. I have to say he is also a very inspired speaker. Hearing his words, I thought, this man seems to know very well what he's speaking about. So, at the end of the conference I went backstage and asked him if he had a violin that he himself had made. He told me that he'd just received one that had traveled a lot. It had been exhibited in various international luthiery expositions as representative of Cremona's best luthiers. In 1 hour I arrived at his workshop. I played the instrument and I couldn't believe it. It had exactly the sound I was looking for. As a musician, I'm way more interested in the sound quality than in the aesthetics, but I could immediately appreciate that it was also a beautiful piece of work. I tried it also in the city's theater in order to hear it in a big and dry hall, and I felt it was the perfect fit for me. So I immediately decided to buy it. Now, after some years, I can tell you the violin is still beautiful and its sound still reminds me of that Tononi I felt in love with at the London auction. I would even say that Mr. Heyligers' violin sounds even better than that one. My name is Stefan Pop. I'm a professional musician. I have performed as an international soloist and a chamber music player in many concert halls on my tours. I have also worked in good orchestras and I've played beautiful instruments in my career. I'm telling you all this so you will understand that I have a lot of experience with violins and I know what I'm talking about. So, if you have the chance to buy one of Maestro Heyligers' instruments, don't hesitate 1 second. You'll own an impressive instrument, beautiful and with a great sound. He also plays very well as a musician himself, so he perfectly understands the artist's needs and desires. You could own a modern Italian violin at a reasonable price with the sound and qualities of an old one that might cost 20 times more. You have to consider also that you are investing in an instrument whose value is rising in time. So if you need to sell it in the future, something I don't think you will want to do, you'll have a nice profit, maybe even double what you paid for it. So, I wish you good luck and I hope you'll soon own one of Mr. Heyligers' instruments.